All right.
Yeah, so what are you watching right now? Just as a continuation?
Well, right now I'm watching Osamu Tezuka's Metropolis.
The movie?
It's oh yeah, the movie. Yeah, I just recently got it today, and I just started. I only made it halfway through the movie, and I'm starting to enjoy it.
Hmm.
Well, originally I found out that it was directed by Rintaro, and to be honest, I really hate that director. I mean, he sort of ruined X the movie for me, and
Yes,
I
that was not a
also
good movie.
yeah, and then he also executive produced Reign the Conqueror, and man, was that awful! It was awful as that Colin Farrell movie Alexander, and I really didn't like that movie.
Oh wow.
Have you heard of it?
Uh,
Yeah,
Not the Colin Farrell movie, but I know of Metropolis. I've seen Metropolis and I've seen X the movie. I didn't think I honestly don't love Metropolis. It's not one of my favorite anime movies, but it was well made. Like it's interesting to watch. So
uh,
for that thing, just like Paprika, a lot of people have varying opinions on Paprika, but regardless, I thought it was a really well made movie. So even if some people didn't like it, I thought you can get something out of it because it's just so interesting to watch. I mean, just the
yeah,
visuals alone are crazy.
yeah. I mean, same here. I recently saw Paprika myself, and I thought it was well. I mean, it's a great movie, but it's not as awesome as Satoshi Kon's previous movie, Perfect Blue. I think. I think
Oh,
that's the director's name.
I
So
absolutely love Perfect Blue. Probably one of my favorite anime movies, like top three for sure.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely. It's one of my top 10 also because like it was such a scary movie,
mhm.
and it's just psychological,
Yeah.
and that just really grabs
Surprisingly
me.
enough, though, I'm not a total fan of Miyazaki movies, though. I like them, but it's like everyone, when you go through the top 10 list of anime movies, like 7 out of 10 are Miyazaki films, and I'm like, they're good, but I've seen so many at this point that they really lost their sort of magic to me. I'm like, yeah, it's another Miyazaki movie. That's nice. Uh,
Um,
but I mean, yeah, I know I'm not saying they're bad. They're definitely not bad from the critical standpoint. They are absolutely amazing movies. I don't know. I don't have that magic anymore. I don't get that from them, so that kind of sucks. But that's my take on Miyazaki films.
yeah. Well, speaking of Miyazaki films, have you seen his recent one? I think it was Ponyo.
I haven't seen
Have you
that
seen
one.
that?
No, but have you?
Oh well, I thought it was.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I actually seen that, and I thought it was an okay movie. I wouldn't say it's Miyazaki's best, but it's it's favorable. I mean, it's likable. I mean, the only problem with the movie is that it doesn't really have much of a villain in there, and I mean, most of Miyazaki animes they have like villains in there, and they have this gigantic conflict and all that. But in this one, Ponyo, it's well, there isn't really any villains, so there's not a lot of conflict there. It's just a
sort of.
nice little movie for kids.
Yeah, so stuff just
Can
sort of
enjoy.
happens in it. That's what I've heard it described as. Stuff just sort of happens in Ponyo, and then it ends. Uh,
Yeah.
and so I've always found that interesting. What's your favorite Miyazaki film?
It would have to be Spirited Away.
Hmm. I would.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I'd say that's my favorite too.
Mm. Well, I mean, I
Totoro's.
have many favorites Miyazaki's. I mean, I like some of the much darker ones. I mean, I just recently got myself Castle of Cagliostro. I think that was a Miyazaki movie,
Oh
right?
wow, I do not know that one at all. Like I don't. I've never even heard of
Ca-
that. So.
Castle of Cagliostro. It's a Lupin movie actually. It tells the story of Lupin, and he's trying to save this lady, this noble woman or something, and well, and you see all these crazy antics in this amazing car chase, which I really really enjoyed. Which you should give it a look.
That's cool.
That's
Okay.
what I recommend. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's very rare I haven't heard of something anime related, so I'm just like, wow, okay. And Miyazaki too. That's really shocking. So yeah, is there any other series that you've watched recently, like over the past year or whatever, that you've really enjoyed? Like, what are some of the latest greatest hits for you?
Well, I wouldn't say there's some of the recent ones were greatest latest hits. I mean, I recently saw Black Cat. Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
And well, to be honest, for me, it reminds me of what would happen if the creator of Trigun and Gungrave was working with the guys who did the video game Guilty Gear. You ever heard of Guilty
Oh
Gear?
yeah, that's such a fun video game.
Yeah,
I mean, fun for character
yeah.
designs.
It's something like that. I mean, it's like what would happen if that creator just worked with the guys from Guilty Gear and made this particular anime, and it's pretty great. It's pretty similar to Trigun.
Yeah.
It's a good guy character, and he's a he starts out as a villain, and then another character comes into his life and changes ways, and he becomes a good guy. And around there, that's where I sort of lost a taste for the anime because they gave the hero Black Cat personality, and it's like, well, yeah, that's okay, but I still liked him better when he was sort of the villain.
Mm,
More like the cool, quiet type. But now he has a personality, and he's like, I'm hungry all the time, sort of
uh,
thing.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure who it was, but I'm pretty sure when I was interviewing someone, they actually talked about how I just recently watched Black Cat and was absolutely loving it. So interesting to hear it come up again because I haven't seen the series and I almost never hear it talked about. So I've definitely heard of it like a long time ago, and I tried to watch it, saw the first episode, and then just it was when I was when I'm like in reviewer mode or whatever. I usually pick up 5 or 6 series at the same time and pick the one that's most interesting and go with that. So it's like I've dropped a whole lot of series, not because I dislike them, but because I've just I tested out a lot of different series just to see which one I like. I really wanted a good series, so it's like I don't want to just try out one by one. I want to go through a spread and then pick the one that I was really interested in watching at the time, and then I'll go back to the previous ones that I actually thought were interesting to watch. And I have a huge amount of those. Like I have a list of like 30 or 40 anime that I'm like not recommended to me or anything. Just I picked up the first episode, liked it, but had other anime I was watching at the time, so I didn't get into.
Okay.
But yeah, weird habit of mine. Um, yeah. So anyone else besides or any other anime besides Black Cat that has caught your interest recently?
Well, I also recently went to look back at some older animes that I had, and I just happened to watch FLCL, Fooly
Oh
Cooly.
yeah, definitely. And,
Yeah, and a lot of people have been praising it a lot, and I did watch the whole thing, and for some reason I didn't find it as funny as people say it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it. I just thought, it was amusing, it was crazy, it was weird, but as I watched it, I was like, why am I not laughing at this? I mean, I've seen my fair share of crazy animes, and I'm not laughing at this one, and I'm like, weird.
hmm.
And I'm like, eh.
Yeah, cause
I mean, I've seen. Sorry.
yeah, I have a
Go
friend
ahead.
who absolutely loves the series, and I just yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the whole thing, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a series. I don't think too much of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it seems you've had a similar experience to me, where you're just like, it's not bad, but really, this is like a big series out there. Hmm.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, somebody tells you that it's so awesome that you should have to watch it, and then, like, when you do, it's like, this is it.
Yeah,
This is the series that you recommended me, and I'm supposed to enjoy it like that. No. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was as great as people say it was, but it was okay, you know?
yeah. That's pretty much what I
Yeah.
thought of it. But that friend also absolutely loves Excel Saga, so I'm not sure I should have trusted his opinion that much. Um, which is yeah, a
Mm.
crazy antics fun one, but obviously it doesn't exactly have like depth or much to it. It's just sort of fun. I think Fooly Cooly does have some depth to it. It's just it's covered with a lot of silliness, and so it's
Yeah,
hard to see.
that's what I thought so too. I mean, like, you have to go along with the craziness just to figure out what are you watching. I mean, it's really tough to figure out when so much craziness is just spat in your face. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're coming across the 30-minute mark now. So I'll ask, do you have any questions, comments of your own that you want to say, or any sites that you want to plug of your own?
Um, no, not really. I mean, I guess I pretty much said what I wanted to say.
Well, that's excellent then. So, yeah, it was great talking to you. I love your channel. I think that your reviews are pretty solid. I don't get to watch a huge amount of them because I am usually busy watching my own reviews, but I don't watch that many people's reviews. So, I mean, I hopefully you don't take too much offense to that. Uh,
No, no, I'm not offended. It's fine.
but yeah, and I do honest to God love your reviews. They're actually pretty good, and I find that they're very lighthearted to listen to. Like some reviewers I watch, they're very much like, and the characters, I love them, and I'm like, okay, that's nice. You're just like you just say your opinion, and it's just I get to know exactly what you thought of the series, and so I think that's a great way to review, and it's really nice to see your reviews out there. So yeah,
All right, great. Thanks for liking my reviews.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so
thanks.
keep going with them. Even I mean, you're going for 5 years, so maybe I don't need to tell you that, but yeah, and I hope that you continue to be successful.
All
So
right, great, thanks.
yeah, so I have to say my final line here. I hope you don't mind.
All right, sure. Oh,
So if you
go for
have
it.
any questions, comments, or requests, you can send them to aniview@hotmail.com or send us a comment on our YouTube page. You can also check us out at aniviewreviews.com, where we have our full collection of videos and our forums. You can see Hardy at WhoIsYourAnime at youtube.com. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.